events will be in full effect this Sunday in Buffalo. Wind, frigid temperatures.
Pro, you do not get matchups like this. You do not deserve a matchup like this.
On their quest for their first Super Bowl.
It's play a factor. Tonight, it's a turnover. You can't have that shit, you know? And that's why we lost the game, because as you can see, we're moving the ball wonderfully. It's hold on to the fucking ball. I'm sorry for my language, but this shit annoying. I'm tired of this shit, man.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Shooting for the Stars podcast, you guys, with y'all's one and only host, Cameron Williams. And as y'all guys can see by the title of this video, y'all guys already know I'm bringing y'all recaps from this previous divisional round week. I already gave y'all the Houston Texans and the Chiefs and the Commanders and the Lions. Now I'm bringing y'all the Rams and Eagles recap. And, of course, last Sunday night's Buffalo Bills and Baltimore Ravens recap, you guys. And before I get into it, y'all guys know I'm getting right into the video, you guys. Y'all guys already know before I get into it, we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, you guys. I cannot get there without you guys' love and support. I need y'all guys' help to make this amazing dream of mine come true. But again, I'm going to need some help. Y'all guys make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe button, you guys, share, and of course, turn on post notifications, you guys, if y'all want to stay tuned and see more daily uploads just like this here on Shooting for the Stars podcast, because I know y'all are true members, right? I know y'all are. Thank y'all. I know y'all are. But with all that being said, enough talking, you guys. Let's go ahead and get straight into the video. Let's go.
One eternity later.
So as we all know, you guys, I'm going to start off with the Rams and Eagles. As we all know, the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Los Angeles Rams 28-22 this past Sunday. And like I said, first I'm going to start off saying this, man. You got Saquon Barkley. Can somebody stop that dude? I mean, seriously, this brother right here is an absolute machine. And I mean machine. And when I watch this dude's game, you guys, the Eagles, man, he really makes this offense go. He makes this team go. And I've been on the and I've said this, and I'm gonna say it again, you guys. This Eagles team is not a quarterback led team. This is not really Jalen Hurts' team. Like, when I don't mean, I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is not a leader, or he's not a motivational guy, nothing like that, or that he does not have no success, or that he does not play a role in why the Eagles are having a wonderful season and why they're getting ready to have a chance to go to the Super Bowl once again since 2022. I'm not saying that he's not the reason for that, but he's not the leader. He's not the engine that, you guys know what I'm saying? He's not the thing. He's not what makes the car go. He's not what makes the car go, because they're not really a passing offense. What makes this Eagles team good and what makes them good all around, keep in mind, they're the number one defense throughout the NFL this year. They're number one in stopping the explosion plays. They're number top 3 against the run, stopping the run. No, they are number 1 in stopping the run. See if I like that one. Yeah, they are number 1 in stopping the run. They're one of the top 2 rushing teams in the league. Of course, them in Baltimore. Okay, but when you look at they're not really a team that passes much. Now, when they do, they are efficient. They make it real simple. Kellen Moore, Nick Sirianni, head coach and offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, they make the game playing real easy on Jalen. Okay, Jalen, we're not gonna put too much on you now, JJ. Okay, we're not gonna put too much on you. Just when we pass, if it's not there, check it down. Check it down. Check it down. That's what we see a lot of them do. Heck. Go back to the game against the Rams. I'm going to go back to it. Jalen Hurts only threw 20 passes, but out of his 20 passes, he completed 15 of them. He threw only for 128 passing yards and 0 INTs. Saquon Barkley had 26 carries, you guys, for 205 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, broke off for 2 long runs. And granted, they were playing in the cold. But here's the thing that scares me about the Eagles. And first, I'm gonna start with the Rams. Man, the Rams, like I said, they were this close to probably winning that game. They were really this close. But the climate didn't work well in their favor. That's no excuse. They still hung up in there. They still played hard. They still played Rams football. And the climate wasn't working in their weather. But although I will say they still was able to overcome all that. Even Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams is a great running back. You guys heard me talk about him before. I love him. He's a really good back. But guys, let's go back to one thing. Remember especially Rams fans here. Rams fans, y'all remember Cam Akers? How much of a young stud that he looked like? What was Cam Akers' biggest problem? What was the biggest reason why the Rams shipped Cam Akers out of town, out of L.A.? They shipped him away because he had a problem securing that ball. He just fumbled the ball at the worst times. And I don't want to say it, but that could be the case for Kyron Williams too. He might not be here too much longer fumbling that ball up there. He had a bad fumble in a crucial moment. You can't have stuff like that and expect to win, okay? But still, the Rams offense just couldn't come through. It ended. It went for it on fourth down, long fourth down, I believe fourth down to 16, fourth down to 17. As y'all guys can see, I'm going to put up on the screen for you guys. Matthew Stafford looked like he was trying to throw a little bit of an outpost route, or just like an out route, like he was faking the post, and Puka Nacua was breaking out. Didn't time it right. Don't know if the wind got behind it or what, but just wasn't timing. They got off the field. The Eagles won the game, but the Philadelphia Eagles, man, they're gonna be a tough team to beat, and I believe with their formula, because they're so good. Because again, Jalen Carter, oh my gosh, you guys, Jalen Carter, that defensive tackle, I mean, he's arguably right behind Chris Jones, probably the best interior guy in the league at the defense nose tackle position. I mean, that dude was all over the place. I mean, they're stopping the run, getting back there, affecting the passer, sacking quarterbacks. I mean, stripping fumbles. I mean, that dude right there is absolutely all world. And his story was crazy. I mean, he was taken 9th this year. He was the 9th pick. But if you can go back all over again, if we can redo the draft, I guarantee you he'll be top 2. Make no mistake about that. I mean, that dude is a difference maker, and you see it. Georgia boy, very physical, very rough. But guys, y'all guys can see them, man. The Eagles, they really didn't have much of a pass game. I mean, their best receiver, A.J. Brown, only had 2 receptions for 14 yards. Devontae Smith was nowhere to be found. So that lets you know the Eagles, man, and, of course, I'm going to be talking about it in the recap this week when we're talking about the Washington Commanders and the Eagles game, and also for the Bills and the Chiefs. I'm going to be talking about it, so I'm not going to be talking about it too much. This is going to be specifically a recap. But the Eagles, man, I do want to see. It's going to be interesting to see if they can run that ball on Washington like that this week. It's going to be real interesting to see if they're going to be able to have that same success grounded and pounding that ball, because I believe in the way, because like I said, this is a quarterback's league, meaning this is a passing league. You have to, the best thing about it, you guys, you're going to have to throw the ball at some point. You're going to have to throw the ball at some point. And going up against Dan Quinn, head coach for the Commanders, man, he's a sharp defensive-minded genius. I mean, it's hard for me. It's hard for you to tell me that they're not going to figure out how to contain and neutralize Saquon Barkley. It's going to be hard for you to tell me that. Even if they get past the Commanders and they have to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, it's going to be hard for you to tell me that Steve Spagnuolo, elite defensive coordinator, veteran defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, he's not going to find a way to stop that run game. I mean, with Saquon Barkley. So you're going to have to put the ball in the air. And there's times where they did it, it's not really something that really wows you. Like, it's really a lot of check down stuff, a lot of short stuff, and occasionally they have some deep stuff, some long bombs to, of course, Hurts, to Brown, or to Smitty, one of those guys, man. But Jalen, and I'm not knocking Jalen Hurts. He doesn't turn the ball over. He doesn't force anything. It's just not that's just not how they run their offense. So grant to that. And if it, y'all know what the old folks say, you guys. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Y'all guys know what they say. If it ain't broke, what? Don't fix it. But yeah, man, this Eagle team, yeah, the question is I want to ask for you guys before I get off this topic. Do y'all believe the Eagles can win a Super Bowl with this style of play? Can with great defense, elite defense, getting offenses out the field, getting opposing offenses off the field, and then running the ball with Saquon Barkley? Do you think this is sustainable enough for them to not only reach the Super Bowl, because they reached it before without Saquon Barkley, but can they win the Super Bowl? That's the biggest thing, because, like I said, the way they're doing it, man, I mean, look at Saquon Barkley. Look at these runs. I mean, I could run behind. Give me an offensive line like that, I can run behind that. I mean, seriously. I mean, that's the big thing, but it was really making it so hard, because those big, meaty guys on that line, I mean, they didn't make it tough. But, and of course, for the Rams, man, like I said, they're a young, gritty team. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'll stand on this. The Rams, I believe they take care of business this offseason, acquire the pieces that they need. I believe the Rams are 4 game-changing players away from being able to get back to the Super Bowl. Yes, and with Matthew Stafford, because he can still play. He just needs some supporting cast around him. Like I said, it was tough in the cold, but they still played so physical. They played so physical, especially to be an L.A. team coming up there in Pennsylvania playing in that cold. I mean, that snow was no joke. I mean, none whatsoever. I mean, that is not no joke. That is not no easy task to do, especially when you're not used to, when you're not equipped to training in that weather, when your home state, when you playing is not significantly cold like that, which L.A. is not warm weather, cool breeze. They say in L.A., they say it can be 90 degrees, feel like it's 75. I mean, that's unbelievable, man. That's some beautiful weather, okay? But, in football, it really makes it tough, because, you don't have no footing. If you don't have no footing, it's almost like you're playing on ice. So I believe the Rams, like I said, they're 4 game changers away from being able to get to where they want to get to. I believe with Sean McVay, he's one great coach. Make no mistake about that. Great coach. Regardless of what ingredients you give him, he's going to find a way to make a winning and physical football team with him. I mean, make no mistake about that. I tip my cap off to McVay too for the work he's done. I mean, seriously, he went from absolutely what he's had to deal with, to having to pack his stuff up, dealing with fires, having to get his team and their families and their pets and get them out of LA and put them in, then go to Arizona, not even play home last week. They smacked the Vikings. I mean, absolutely embarrassed the Vikings. I mean, they brought Sam Darnold back to earth. All those talks about Sam Darnold getting on a new contract with the Vikings, you're gone, Sam. You got exposed. You're a product of Kevin O'Connell's play calling, okay? They exposed the Vikings, and they almost upset the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, that was a very good game. Very good game. But in Jared Verse, too, the comments that he made, I got some physical players. And one last thing on the Rams, you guys. That young middle linebacker in Jared Verse, I'm a real huge fan of him. I'm gonna watch what I say because Jared Verse, it's a lot like Lawrence Taylor, and I'm not saying no, he's not Lawrence Taylor. No, he's not Lawrence Taylor. But with his aggression, his edge, his speed in which he plays with, his demeanor, his drive. I mean, you seen him, the comments he made talking about those Eagles fans, talking about how annoying they are, the worst fans, I hate them and all that kind of stuff. To go out there walking around pregame, y'all guys seen him walking with his shirt off and almost dang near -degree weather up there in Philadelphia. I mean, those are players like that are what you want. I mean, he has the opportunity. When I watch his film and when I turn that film on, when I watch Jared Verse play, I mean, he had 2 sacks on Hurts and 4 tackles, man. I mean, seriously, he was all over the place. He's a great side-to-side linebacker. He reminds me a lot like what Khalil Mack was a little bit from when he was with Oakland. Y'all go back to Khalil Mack, not with the Chargers, with Oakland. The way in which he affects the game is with pressure. He's really good at bulldozing through big offensive linemen, even though he's a tad bit undersized, but he makes up for it with his stockiness and his intestinal fortitude in which he plays with. I mean, I love watching that young man fly around. He flies around and make big-time plays for that Rams defense, and I envision him making big-time plays for that Rams defense moving forward in the foreseeable future. But, yeah, I like that young man right there. The Rams have them one on that defensive side of the ball. They really do. Aaron Donald to be proud, okay? But now I'm getting ready to flip the tables as we're getting ready to go to recap Buffalo and Baltimore. Y'all guys already know. I'll see y'all there. Let's go.
One eternity later.
Oh, Lamar Jackson. I see. Hey, the Ravens, y'all got the saying all right. Ravens flock. Ravens flock. Because that's what y'all did. Y'all flocked all right. Y'all definitely flocked. I mean, y'all flocked. But, it's a team effort. And I'm going to be getting into this right here. The Buffalo Bills defeated the Baltimore Ravens 27-25 on Sunday night to close off divisional round weekend, you guys. And many people, I'm going to really get into the main topic headline. Everybody's going to point the finger. Everybody's going to say, oh, it's Mark Andrews' fault. It's Mark Andrews' fault. Man, Mark Andrews, you sold. Get him off this team. Hold on. Guys. Look, it's easy to blame Mark Andrews. And Mark Andrews is a guy, like I said, a first ballot Hall of Famer in my eyes. I mean, I love Mark Andrews. I believe he's one of the most reliable tight ends in this league and has been over the last couple of years. I mean, he has. Make no mistake about that. I mean, especially what he's battled through. I believe he has some kind of preterm diabetes. He's been dealing with that all year. And it seemed like longer from if you watch Hard Knocks. I mean, seriously, that dude right there is absolutely, like I said, and for him to be dealing with that and to be playing at that level, that dude, he didn't even have a bad game. Mark Andrews had 5 receptions for 61 yards in that game. That's a solid game, but I understand. Yes, if he caught that pass, that game's probably going to overtime, 27-27, but he did it. But you know what? Before we bash one man, before we bash him for, the game-saving play, let's talk about Lamar Jackson and that interception that he threw early in the game. Let's talk about that strip fumble when he got stripped and Von Miller picked it up and ran it all the way back to the crib. Let's talk about that. Guys, it's mistakes that lead up in the game. We just can't blame, one mistake, because we had this chance right here. No. Look, if Lamar Jackson never got stripped, if you didn't throw that fumble, y'all probably would never had to put Mark Andrews in no position to catch no game time pass to send no game to no overtime. Y'all guys are following what I'm saying? Y'all wouldn't have to rely on that. You wouldn't have if y'all wouldn't have took care of business. I mean, and really the Ravens, Lamar Jackson was the better quarterback. He showed who. I ain't gonna lie to you. Josh Allen got the W, but if you look at strictly performance, one could argue Lamar Jackson won the MVP race off that alone. I mean, that dude played out because Josh Allen really wasn't no flashy game for Allen. It really wasn't his best. I mean, yes, he's not working. He's not working with the amount of explosive weapons on the outside like Allen. Like Lamar is, but still, it wasn't a bad game. It wasn't Josh Allen's finest game. I'll tell you that. It wasn't his finest game. I mean, you look at how he played. He threw 22 passes. Out of 22 of his passes, he completed 16 of them. He threw for 127 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 INTs. Protected the ball. That's the biggest stat that counts, because that's what really ultimately decides who wins ball games, that turnover ratio. I'll tell you that now. Okay? And then James Cook, the running back, 17 carries, 67 yards. Not really a big day for him either. The Ravens really held him in check. 3.9 yards per carry. Okay? He also didn't have a touchdown. Okay? Khalil Shakir was their leading receiver, 6 receptions, 67 yards. And their first touchdown of the game, the Bills, it came on their first drive from a unknown name, their second string running back. Wasn't Cook, wasn't Shakir, wasn't Keon Coleman, wasn't Josh Allen. Like I said, I really say if you look at the stat sheet, they really held him in check. But again, those turnovers, especially I think that fumble, that really right there shifted the momentum of the game, because that's how this game is played. Football is so intriguing for all 4 quarters, all 60 minutes. Every play matters, and it's so much built off momentum. It really is. This game is driven on momentum, you guys, and I think that fumble right there, of course, they were, they kept their heads intact after Lamar threw that first interception. But after that fumble, you really seen like, come on. And it's sad because Lamar Jackson, he wasn't turning over. I mean, he only had 5 turnovers on the year. He's not been notoriously turning over the ball this season at much. I mean, I believe has the lowest touchdown to interception ratio this year amongst all starting quarterbacks in the National Football League. Seriously, Lamar Jackson is who I'm referring to. But man, when it matters the most, he turns the ball over. When it matters the most, he turns the ball over in the postseason. And I have so much respect for Lamar Jackson. I really do. Especially the accountability, and I feel for him because I know how much it means. Because, guys, Lamar Jackson is one of those guys who do care. Y'all guys see me tear up guys and rip guys apart for guys like Deshaun Watson who don't care, or guys like Joel Embiid and Paul George in the NBA who just sitting down taking the money, who don't really care about their profession or don't really care about the game like that. But Lamar does. You can tell in his eyes. You can tell by his attitude when he talked to the press after the game. You can see in his eyes. You can see in his face. You can see in his demeanor. You can see in his stance. You can see in his pose how much it matters for him to win that game, how much it matters for him to get to the Super Bowl, how much it matters for him to win a Super Bowl, because he cares about, what the people are going to say about him. Like what Terry McLaurin says is, when his money gone, when his fame gone, what they going to say about your name, what they going to say about your reputation, what they going to say when they turn that film on. You know what they going to say about Lamar Jackson? Great player, 3-time MVP caliber player, a all-world, should be soon a Hall of Fame player, an all-world generational talent. Lamar Jackson, again, who I'm referring to. But you know what they going to say when they turn that film on? When it seems like with Lamar Jackson, it seems like in the crucial moments, and specifically in the postseason, in playoff time, in crunch time, he can't get the job done. It's always something going wrong. If something goes wrong, I guess we're going to blame Mark Andrews, but Lamar, if you wouldn't have had that stripped fumble and that interception early, it would have been a different ball game, you guys. And that's the stuff I'm talking about. We can't harp on one play and one player. What happened throughout the duration of that game, okay? Let's talk about that. That's the stuff that we want to nitpick on, but we don't want to talk about the other stuff. No, let's unfold the whole story, okay? We're not gonna make up half the bed. We're gonna make up the whole bed. So now, and they brought in Derrick Henry, who was a bell cow this year. I mean, and I feel bad for Derrick Henry. Imagine what he thinks. He thinks he's leaving from Tennessee to come to Baltimore to compare with the best running quarterback, and him being the best running back in the National Football League, and they think they're going to run their way to a Super Bowl. You're going to run your way to Cancun. But now for Buffalo, man, like I said, now it's the big test. This is the real postseason matchup right here, you guys, for Buffalo, okay? I want to see how they're going to play. We're going to see how another matchup with Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. This should be one for the ages right here. But I'm not going to spend too much time harping on that. This Buffalo team really seems like they have, and it's crazy because they don't even have really a lot of weapons on the offensive side of the ball. I cannot state that enough for this Buffalo team. They do not look like they have that many weapons on the outside. I mean, seriously, their defense is young. There's not a lot of star-studded names, but Sean McDermott, this is a testament to his coaching and what he gets amongst it and what he gets out of his team. Is seriously, that right there, I mean, that is insane. And I believe this could be the year that Josh Allen could really take off and knock off the big red train. But I'm going to be bringing y'all a preview, a recap, probably a film breakdown too, one of the last ones of the year. For the NFL speaking, and and seeing how the Bills path to victory and knocking off the Chiefs, because I really want to see them do it, man. If there's any team I want to see knock off the Chiefs and go to New Orleans and represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, it's Buffalo. Josh Allen deserves it. I mean, he's humble, down to earth. You see how he went to go shake Lamar's hand and all that good stuff, man. But yeah, like I said, I want to see that young man win it. He deserves it. He rightfully deserves it. Make no mistake about that. Man, seriously, Josh Allen deserves it. But yeah, y'all guys, let me know what y'all thought, what y'all take away from both of those games, from the Bills and Ravens and the Rams and the Eagles game. Y'all guys, let me know what y'all think about those games, man. What did y'all make of them? You know, were the Ravens? Was it on Mark Andrews? Was it on Mark Andrews? You know, or was it on Lamar Jackson? Who do y'all blame for the Ravens' loss and for their shortcomings again? And as far as for the Rams Eagles game, y'all guys talk to me in the comment section down below, please. Y'all guys let me know what y'all think about the y'all guys answer this. Was the Rams season a fluke, or do they have something to actually build off of, and can they do it building around Matthew Stafford? And if so, how long is the Matthew Stafford Super Bowl window open for before it's shut? Y'all guys let me know that all in the comment section down below, you guys. And I will see y'all guys on the next episode on Shooting for the Stars podcast, you guys, with y'all's one and only host, Cameron Williams.